Hello everybody. How are you doing? Where is the location of the course? Well, it's gonna be online. Obviously, you're all over the world. It's gonna be a bit hard. XY, Fast Track, nice to see you here. Shauna, hello. Rich, hello. Hi Pavel. Hi Bookmouse. How you all doing? All right. I don't know how many are gonna be here today. But it's I'm taking a risk. I'm taking. Hello everybody. Mark, hello. Hi, Tag Mechir Tzedek. I'm pretty excited, actually. So, some time ago, I've created a poll on my channel, and I asked if you guys were interested in a course on how to do geopolitics analytical kind of course, and I was surprised, okay, because I thought most of you are gonna comment that we're not interested in thinking to be completely, if I'll be honest with you all. Right, so I did this poll and I got more than 420 answers. I don't know how many, but more than 400. And 87% said that they would be interested in a course. And of course, when I do something, I do it big, right? I don't do small stuff. I don't do small scale. I don't know how to do a mini something. I don't know how to do anything half-assed. When I do something, I do it all the way. So that's where I was like. So here I am. I want to talk about a little bit about what I've been working on, see how you're reacting to it, if you're interested, because it's a huge project for me, right? It's a real big thing I'm doing. So if I'll see your guys are a bit reluctant to start big, I might try and start smaller, right? Or maybe take my time and just, release one thing and then another and see how that goes before I go big. So I kind of wonder what's your reaction is going to be like. Okay, because right now, so the number of times there is going to be a Zoom meeting is something that I haven't decided yet. But how many lectures? But I've made like a setup of the lectures and the materials I want to give you guys and the kind of conversation I'd like to have with you all, whoever is going to join the course. And I named the course Understanding Humanity, Geopolitics, Religion, Culture, and You. And the plan is that actually when we're gonna go classwork, right, it's gonna be more geopolitics until we reach the part that it's you, meaning geopolitics and then religion and then culture and then you. While the course, like the workbook, is gonna start with you and end with geopolitics as a theme. So there are a lot of things I want to go through there, lots of things that I've been seeing about what people are lacking when it comes to geopolitics and understanding geopolitics. And when I say geopolitics, I don't really mean geopolitics, okay? Because geopolitics is like a non-existent term. So well, it's kind of a spoiler the way I build it up. I decided how to, when I say geopolitics, religion, and culture, and you, the you I don't define, but I have decided on a certain definition for the geopolitics, religion, and culture, right? So when I say culture, I don't mean the language you speak per se, right? I mean something more basic. And when I mean basic as in culture is unrelated to your geopolitical location, right? Those are strategies that are unrelated to your geopolitical location, but I also don't mean the color you like wearing either, because that's just a waste of time. So there is a lot thinking that I've been doing for this course. So I really kind of wonder if your guys, what are you interested in? I'm interested in how you guys react, because right now I made in my Buy Me Coffee page, I have a link that I created a product and I set a pre-sale at $250, right? So I don't know if how you guys perceive that price. I believe that it is a pre-sale after all, especially what I want to do. But if that start is too big for you, this kind of course is too much for you, where you are actually committed to several sessions and it's kind of heavy and there is homework and there is a lot to study there. If it's too much, right, and I should start smaller, and I feel like I should know now before I completely 100% bump my head in the wall. So so I kind of interested to hear you all, and I kind of I want to go through. Okay, it's not yet obviously not everything is completed, especially when it comes to the the lectures themselves. I only have it written and structured in written form, but I will have I want to give you some ideas, right? So I have been publishing. Let me just show you my workspace here. Just a bit, right? A little bit. So this is the cover of the workbook that I've been sharing on my Discord and my Telegram and in different places. So, oh, Sean, I see that it's not about this, but I'd have to wait until March to do it. So I think March is about where I want to have my first course, right? So it's a pre-sale, but obviously those who I'm gonna be in touch with you about when and where to do it exactly, like not where, but when. So the plan is to do it in around the end of February, March, right? Not right now. And the goal is, of course, to have more than one course. Gigi is saying, ask me after the holidays. I'm here $250 and I'm pissed off. Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. It just, it's my time. I plan to have live sessions with you all, and it's a lot of work and it's a lot of things that I want to work with you on. So that's why I said, like, I'm starting big, and I really believe this is a pre-sale price. And I don't think there is anything like that in the market, what I plan to do with you all, right? There is nothing like it. That I can guarantee. Because like it's all, I've built everything from scratch, right? So I have already, you see the branding and everything. That's obvious. That's professional branding, by the way. If there is something I'm really bad at, is graphic design. Yeah. So there is branding here. So that's the thing. That's the plan. I have the pre-sale because I really need to know how many of you are interested. Those who would sign up for the pre-sale would get a course 100%, right? Like, no, guaranteed, even if it's just one person, I'm gonna do it. That's the only thing, like, I can, when I say like I have a pre-sale, I mean it. Like, even if it's one person, I'm gonna have this course. I also have a lot of people in my real life who are interested in doing this course, so that's not a problem. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward if you have any questions. I'm kind of wondering like how much to show you guys about the structure and how it looks like, if I give you like sneak peek, how much to show you. But all right, let me just see what are you guys saying? And I'm really like, I jumped into it right away, right? So I'll explain what's my reasoning here and what I'm looking for when I'm doing it. So my biggest thing is that this is a geopolitical course that believes that you are part of geopolitics. You're not there. I'm not gonna be there and give you history lessons. I'll be there to teach you how to make history, right? To be part of it, to decide what's important for you, and give you the skills to understand what are your values, how to protect yourself, how to protect those you love, how to protect your country, how to think in a way where you can protect yourself and others. And this is where this is the structure and the mindset I want you to have. This is something that is not just, oh, cool, No, this is something I want you all to come up with a mindset where I'm taking responsibility for my life and for my environment. And and just really it's like the whole first part of where it's asking about you and your relationship with your environment and setting goals and deciding on what kind of project you want to have, and we're gonna make it happen together, right? um how to um how what you can do and anything everything like that, right? So this is something that really makes you think more than anything. And the workbook is workbook that you work on with, it's a process that you do for yourself. I am actually considering to selling the workbooks separately, but I think it wouldn't be as effective without the coursework, and it's a lot of work, right? The workbook itself is like 80 pages or so, like more than 80 pages of work. So there is a lot of things there. There are stories, quotes, but it's mostly things that you have to sit down and think and realize. So the course does would give you this structure. So that's the thing. So that's what and it's obviously a lot of work for me. So how about, can you prove to me you understand humanity? I'm 70 years old. Well, Steven, here's the thing. I've been doing YouTube for a year now. I've made videos like explaining how a certain society like Amalek how it's being built, what is the foundation of it, how it's being created, a lot of things in our culture that nobody speaks about. And I actually have a playlist called Understanding Humanity. And that is yours to decide, if you believe that there is something that you want to practice, you want to, maybe trigger your mind, maybe fight. I don't want to be rude here, but, as a 70-year-old, it's good to think because it's healthy for you. And sometimes older people forget to do that, no offense. Yeah. So there is that. You are more than welcome to check out my work and see if it's something that you're be interested. The lectures are gonna be more technical. That's the thing. So thank you, Per. There is no word. So this is something I'm working on. So this is something I'm in, what? I've been jumping. I love the idea, Rebecca. Well, don't just love the idea. Sign up for the course. That would really show me that you love the idea, right? Otherwise, it's not gonna work it. Anyway, yeah. So there are things that I've been seeing that people really struggle with, and I want to really, really gonna use that opportunity of having course to drill those concepts down, understanding the difference between cultures, how you build a culture, how the technical things about like how we interact with each other and where we get our resources from and so many different things. So it is a lot of work. And that's the thing. It's understanding humanity, right? This is how I decided to call this workshop. It takes a lot of time to understand that people think differently than you, that cultures are built completely different than you, and how to bridge that gap. And that is something I wanna make clear and build it gradually during the lectures. But with the workbook and in general, the goal is also to understand what you can do to make this world better, right? Because right now, a lot of us are sitting and are being shocked about things that are happening, right? That the UK is losing its government. Americans, thank goodness Trump is here, but to get to a point where you get a Kamala Harris, that's impressive. We all have our struggles right now in the world, and it is your choice to decide whether you want to participate in it or not. And I want to give you the tools to be able to do so. And even if not necessarily participate, just, for your interest, for intelligence gathering, to impress your family at dinners, whatever you want to. So that's what I'm here for. And that is that is what I'm here for. And for the record, right? I'm not saying enlightening or obscure the mind to think. Yeah, I know you are the one that is yeah, you're a religious fanatic. I've seen your comments before. Clearly, thinking is not for you. Anyway, those who want to go, if you want to challenge yourself and try to think, because listen, if you cannot handle with what religion is and what it is for real, and not just if you blindly believe that your religion is like gifted to you by God and 100% and everything like that, and you are not willing to dissect what religion is and how it structures our society and how you build a religion and how you structure it, because in your mind your religion is absolutely perfect, was brought by as it is and never changed the moment it was created, then clearly you're gonna get triggered during this course, and your brain might have a little bit of a shortcut. So that's not exactly for you, I'm gonna be honest. That's what I have to say. The one talking about the building of Amalek is telling me that I'm a fanatic. Good. Yes, you see? That's not a real argument. No offense. Anyway, yes, there is a thing that is called Amalek. There is a thing. There is a thing that's called a society that is built on structures that are corrupt and are bound to fail. And I want to give a way to see through that and understand it and actually fight it. And this is what this course is for, and this is what I believe in. And I plan to give my 110% for those who are willing to make the jump and be the first ones who join me. I understand it's a little bit of a taking a risk, right? So you don't know, it's a first time, but I'm gonna make it worth it, and that's my guarantee. And I really do believe this is something that is for everyone, and everybody should go through. And to be completely honest, if you have, for example, people who are younger maybe, and you want them to to develop this kind of thinking, then consider that for them as well, right? So people in maybe students, if you have any nieces, nephews, children that are student age or about to go to college, and you want them to have the skill set before getting brainwashed by whatever college they're going to, then I would also consider taking this course. So that is another thing. All right. Are there any questions you guys have? Harry, did you see how did Islam really begin? No, I haven't seen it. All right, you guys, any comments, any asks about the kind of what are you looking for, right? So this is a big jump that I'm making here. So if you guys have any comments, any ideas, any thoughts, I would love to hear it. Even any asks if you want to see more of what I've been doing. The meaning of life is 42. That's a trivial question. Really. It's already an axiom. There is nothing to argue about. I also actually would like for those who would buy the pre-sale, right? Or for those who in general, to have some feedback about how technical you'd want it to be. For example, things like I've made you guys are asking the weirdest questions. You are not very serious here. Do you get your information from News X or YouTube? So I'm not gonna do that. For example, I'm not gonna. It's not about where you get in. It's not a. Maybe it's gonna be one lecture about where to get your resources, right? How to cross data to get the truth, right? So you have many resources and different data called data collection, and how you cross-reference it to understand what's going on. But that's not what the course is mainly about. Why are you guys are not there? Okay, fine. Thank you, Booknotes. Anyway, so here's Nadish, Rebecca, what kind of education system people use in Israel to be so good at innovation? That's part of the course. For example, those kind of things are part of the course, right? And the reason I don't want to do it in a lecture, right, not like film myself and upload it and tell you guys, is because unless you actually sit down and do the work yourselves and think, then you're not going to understand it. I'm sorry. Like, there are things that I've been making videos, and I know that unless people sit down with questions, right, and have conversations and actively participate and try to think and build something, and also bring up their own worldview, it is also very important, because you have, when in this course, why I wanted to do it live is because you guys would bring different worldviews, and that is something that is unique. And different worldviews also means different ways of thinking. And unless you sit down and understand how you think, what makes you think the way you think, there are certain ways of that society is being built that, you think that something makes sense and it's logical, but it's based on an axiom or a certain agreement, unwritten agreement that you have inside your culture that other cultures might not have, right? And those are things that you build your logical system on without ever understanding what the underlying axiom structures, right? What the underlying belief system that you have, that you built your base, like your logic is built upon. And without understanding that in yourself, and now that helps you or stops you from reaching certain goals that you have, you would not understand how a different set of belief systems and axioms that a culture, religion has would create a completely different type of society, and how to communicate with that. So that is what and this is why a lot of people, for example, like, this is one of the things, why are Jews so successful? Well, I'm sorry, those who don't sit down and do the work to understand exactly what makes Jews successful, they're not going to get it. And this course is also something that should help you understand those kind of things. For real. Like, I'm not joking, because people want a quick answer. They want to believe, like, okay, so Jews are successful because this, and that. And they want it quick. But things are not quick. And unless you don't see, and especially because just hearing something doesn't mean you can override the inherited software development system that you have been installed with just by growing up in a certain culture. So this is something that you have to do. And for real, like this is why I want it to be a course, because there is no other way that anyone would do that seriously. Let's be honest. That's the only way people do something seriously. If they do and think about their own lives and understand it in a certain, like, and sit down and have this structures and conversation and lectures to understand those things. That's my belief. And this is what I'm here for. And I really believe that this world needs it, right? We need people who would be able to do those things. And it's also just fun, really, just fun. I know I sound very serious, and I'm gonna talk about this course more, right? And I'm still building something, so some things might change. But I've the workbook I've created, the flow I've created, people from in the intelligence community went through it. People from really serious people went through those materials, and they were shocked about how amazing those materials are. Right? I'm not messing around. And when it comes to my own records, I've been leading a research team in the intelligence that I've built from scratch. And I've been tested for my abilities to conduct this kind of thinking. And I am the top percentile of my country, like if my age, like a top percentile of people who can do it. I've been tested for it. It's not something I'm just doing because, like this is something I'm really good at. And naturally so, right? I've been tested for it, like for those skill sets. I don't know how much I can or should, but the thing is just what everything I'm doing, right? The videos I'm creating, a lot of them are being watched by people who, let's say that's their job. So, so I'm just sharing my abilities with you. And those are things that are unique, that I believe are really important. And especially now, when the world turns global and people don't know how to communicate with each other, and people don't know how to understand other cultures, and people don't know how the world works, right? From anything to anything. But it's not only just that, because I don't do it in a way that is, okay, if you already know everything about geopolitics, it's going to be irrelevant. No, I'm doing it in a way that it's relevant, even if you did it before, right? So I wrote it, and even I think I can do it every once in a while, just repeat everything that the course that I've written and be a student of the same thing again and again, because of the way it was structured to make you think. And I'm sure that during different phases in my life, I would have different goals and therefore different understanding and different ways that I would learn from doing the same exercises again. So that's why I really, really hope that you'd jump in and join me. And those who, of course, at the pre-sale, those who would be the first ones to start, I'll do the extra job, whatever it's taken, whatever it is needed to make sure you're going to have a great experience. And, but you have to also know what at stake here, right? That means like you cannot come to it, or you shouldn't come to it. You can come to it being like, but how do I say it? Thinking is not super easy. It's challenging, and I want you, and there are things that take time to figure out and understand. So it is like a journey, right? That I hope you would join me in with. And there are things that you can only do if you do it together, To be honest, just this the thing. Like you not passively and not alone, but together and actively. That's how you would do it. So just I just really hope you would join, and I'm sure those first ones who would join would really love it and enjoy it, and it would be and to be really, really, really honest, right? I really, really believe that more than anything, if you know of any younger people, because they are the ones that are already dealing with different cultures without knowing how to deal with them. And a lot of times it takes a lot of life experience to understand even different human types, right? Even different way of thinking. Even understanding that if you are nice and kind, that doesn't mean the person in front of you has the same mentality. And and no matter how much your parents tell you that is this way, it takes years until you understand it yourself. It takes decades until you figure it out, right? It takes a long time. I say that from real life experience where I've seen people only figuring this out later in life, in different stages in life, but some never do. And that's the thing is that's why I believe that if you know anyone, and the way I've built it for those who are ready to sit down and think, that would accelerate that process of not, all those figuring out that we go through our lives, and we understand first of all that other people have completely different perspective than us, and what does it mean, and then other cultures are different, fundamentally different than us. So those are lessons that are really hard to teach for young people, to be really honest. And I really believe that this is why, for if you have anyone who is about to enter college and college age, and you want them to be ready for it, right? Ready for, or people who are before a trip, I don't know, or just be ready to encounter different type of people, populations, things like that. I think that would be a really great way to prepare them for it. So yeah, that's another great audio, like great people that would enjoy this course. And the other population that I think would enjoy this course is two types: those who really love gathering intelligence, and the second type is those who are sick and tired of feeling that they have no control over what's going on in the world and want to regain control. Or not necessarily like, and I don't say it in a sense that, another thing that I'm going to go through the course is not, some people want to take control, but to like, control. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about understanding, letting go, but also taking control, responsibility, and also trusting the system. This is what you have to balance, right? You have to trust. This is something that is necessary and you cannot avoid, because if you don't trust, you'll get nowhere. And the other thing is responsibility, because without responsibility, then who's gonna do? Who is it? Who is it gonna be? Nobody, right? If it's not you, then you who? And so responsibility and trust. And trust also comes from knowledge and not blindness, right? So don't trust blindly, but also don't distrust blindly. And when do you feel that you can trust? When you can predict something, right? When you can sit down and have some sort of a prediction, then you can trust it. It doesn't have to be. For example, I love saying that it's very easy to trust the Arabs because they 100% of the times do something that others would say is untrustworthy, but they're so consistent with that kind of behavior that they become extremely trustworthy. Almost you can almost rely on them with how trustworthy they are. Some people are a bit more, like some populations are a bit more complicated than that. So that's also a way to trust, which is ironically on the kind of iffy scale. So here's the thing. So I really believe that, first of all, by the way, like Jewish success, a lot of it is taking responsibility. This is what we have the book of Exodus for, where people had to realize that they are the owners of their own lives. They are their own masters and they are their own slaves, and it's their choice. So those are the things I want to go through, right? So just preparing you, those who need to be more prepared to deal with different cultures, or those who you don't want to get brainwashed and things like that, perfect. I'm guessing those are people in their early 20s. And then you have those who are, I believe, more probably going to be 30s, 40s. I just exaggeration, right? That would be the kind of people that would want to take responsibility. This is the time to take responsibility, right? That course would also guide that option. Really, I believe that if you care about your environment, if you want anyone around you, if you want yourself to take responsibility and start changing things, because it's one thing to sit at home and cry and complain, why is the government doing that? Why is this that? Why is this that? And then yet nobody takes responsibility. Then who's gonna fix it? So those are probably the 30, 40s kind of age group. And then you have, I believe, those who just like gathering intelligence, those who just, I want to have some secrets from how to gather intelligence, from those who've been in the inside. That's also an option because I've been there. I can also help and explain how you gather intelligence and how you build a geopolitical analysis and things like that. So for fun, because that's the more interesting kind of Sudoku. Just to exercise, to just have fun. It's way more fun to try to predict something in the world than it is to solve Sudoku, I believe. So this is another group. This is another way you can use it. So this is what I'm offering. And that's what, okay, let me go through your comments for a little bit. So yeah, that's it. And those who are gonna join through the pre-sale are gonna have everything and more, right? They're gonna have, I promise, way more than any other group would have, because you're the first. So way more attention, way more making sure that everything is understandable, comprehensible, working with you, everything like that. So that's the pre-sale. So those who want to jump in, that's the option. And yeah, that's what I'm here for. I think Rebecca might be a very strict teacher, and what scares me is I think I might like it. Perfect. I'm perfect. Then I'm for you. Let's be honest, okay? This is our lives. Those things are our lives. This is how we do everything from start to finish. And for some reason, something that is so important is ignored. I don't know why. And it's fun. It really is fun. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I just love it because I'm just crazy and it's fun for me. But I believe it's really important, and I believe this process is fun. And when it's when I showed it to a coacher, right? Somebody who does coaching, they looked at it. It was like, it's like coaching. And then I tell them, it's not, because if you look further, you'll see that the reason I do it, and it's even like in progress, is like without you understanding your biases, your beliefs, what you are fighting for, you're not going to understand it. You're not going to understand where your weakness points are when you're building a geopolitical analysis or when you're trying to understand the world around you. Because your values and who you are is the prism that you're looking at the world at. And this is where your biases are going to be at. So this is also something that is very important to be aware of. But it also feels like coaching, understanding what's important to you. What do you want to focus on? What are you trying to protect? What cultural elements that you have are priceless, and which ones are a bit you can be more flexible about, those are the things. It's understanding what's important, what's not important, what's important to you. And this is what is so exciting about it, right? So if we all have something that is important to us, but not necessarily important to another, but that doesn't mean it's not important. And because of this mentality that us humans have, we can, let's say, cover so much more ground together if different people that have different things that really are important, right? A lot of things can be even contradictory and still important, but there are ways to make them happen without hurting other things, for example. So I do believe that this is something that should be encouraged, and this is something also the course is doing. And if you don't know who you are, then you cannot conduct a geopolitical analysis. That's the reality of it. Hi, Rebecca Brissett. I think the solution to Syria is a Kurdish and Druze state that are part of the Israeli federal system, much like how America is states with a federal. Okay, amazing idea, Mike. If that is something that you think is important, join the course and learn what take responsibility and be part of the people who change the world and make that happen, it doesn't have to be that, right? It can be also be just in your own private life. What kind of values do you want your grandkids to have, your children to have, to understand what's important? This is a journey that we're going to go through together, whoever is joining this course. So that's something that I'm excited about. And I do believe that this is something, like I said before, we have to do it together. And we have to do the thinking and the work and be active. But it's also 100% okay if you're just the kind of person that likes gathering information, not necessarily because you want to do anything about it, just because it's the best Sudoku ever. Yeah, like, seriously, like, it's fun. And if you can go back to people and tell them, like, I told you so. I mean, what's better than that? I don't know what's better than that. Jay, I enjoy being wrong. That means you enjoy studying. So I'm waiting to see you in the course. Anyway, I actually think that I've done a mistake, which is not to link the pre-sale that I've put up on buying coffee. So let me do that real quick. I'll send it in the chat if you guys are interested. There isn't much there yet because I didn't really, it's kind of early. But yeah, I wanna see. It's something that I'm gonna talk more about, and as I'm building more and more of it. Right now, I have, like I said, the lectures are mostly a little bit of slides, mostly just plans on black and white, paper, and the workbook is basically complete. Yeah. And I actually let ChatGPT answer some of the questions, and it was so good. I was like so impressed, to be honest. but it's really, really good. Um, I came late. Where's the course? So it's gonna be online. I think I never imagined the world. Sykes-Picot, doomed to fail. It was British favors for Arab world. I mean, yeah, but it was also the French, you know. It's not was not only the British. The Sykes-Picot had two parties in it. The French was one of them. So right now it's a pre-sale. So it will probably be the first round will probably be in February or March. So I'm doing this pre-sale, you know, so that I could understand the the amount of interest that you have, and so that I could start running with it, right, properly. And of course, it's gonna happen for those everybody who get the pre-sale. Yeah, so you're gonna get the course, whatever, you know, no matter what, you're gonna get it. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's it till. So this is my pre-sale of the course Yeah, I wanted to share it with you in a second. I see any questions. And by the way, there is more to the world than just the Middle East, right? There is family, tradition, marriage. All those things are gonna be there, right? It's your decision to make what's important to you. Environmental issues. I know, like, I know it's fun to make fun of those global warming people, but you know, pollution is pollution. It's not good for anyone. And plastic is like trash is trash. Nobody likes trash. So there is a lot in this. It doesn't have to be. It's not the Middle East. It's whatever you think is important. That the journey that you're gonna go through is gonna be with the goal, with the mindset of working towards your goals and whatever you think is important, and not necessarily the Middle East. Like the Middle East, for a lot of us here, is a Sudoku kind of situation. Is not. I mean, Sudoku that everybody likes solving because it's fun, but that's not the only thing in the world. There is much more. Also, we don't know, like a meteorite might come and hit Earth tomorrow. So somebody has to be working on that too, you know. There are a lot of work on. And the goal in the course is to give you the tools that you need to be able to do whatever you want. So, yeah. All right. Let me. Ah, I have it. And this is the pre-sale link that I'm gonna send. Michelle, I'm saying Rebecca is correct. I'm going to ask my husband for Christmas. Oh, I'd love to see you there, Shana. Rebecca, Balkans is another Sudoku soon. South China Sea will be the same. Yes, and you know what's the fun part here, everybody? Everybody can have their go at it, you know? Why is it? Here. Book Mouse, you're welcome to do it too. Need more, the more the merrier. And to be honest, the more courses I'll open, the more I'll be flexible with the hours we can do it in and things like that. So that would be amazing. If you could have, like, you know, several time zones, different time zones. Right now I'm thinking, obviously I'm doing this. This is the time I'm doing things in general. So but we're gonna see. I'm gonna contact you all and see about the times. And especially, I have to see how many people that's gonna be. You know, that's also part of it. All right, let's do it. Yes, come on, let's do it. I'm super excited about it. Like, I'm super excited about it. Finally, who knew going to Shimano, like being a head of a research team in the intelligence would be somehow useful. I'm just, I can imagine like them calling me. We're like, and I'll be like, listen, it's gonna be okay. Yes, geopolitical. Yes, interesting. So here's the structure, right? So the course is called Understanding Humanity, and we're gonna talk about you, culture, religion, and geopolitics. Yes. So those are the things that we're gonna do fun stuff, like one documentary I want the people who are participating to watch is the Jane Goodall documentary of her working with the chimpanzees, because there are several things there that are really puts things in very interesting perspective. So there are going to be a lot of fun things that are going to be built in. How the world would be transformed with UN security. I also have questions about the UN, to be honest. A couple of questions. Anyway, any questions about the course, about your what you'd be interested in seeing there? You know, if you want to see. I for like. Yeah. I'm just like, there's one part where I'm a bit skeptical about, and this is how much mathematics to add it, right? Like how much talk about logic and logical programming, and like I don't want to get too technical, but like logic and mathematics, because there is a mathematical side to it as well, and this is where I'm a bit like I'm kind of wondering how much of that to add. John, thank you. I'm 66, and the more Rebecca talks about her course, the more I'm interested in joining it. It's a great idea, Rebecca. It's an idea which is needed for any age. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Jane Goodall studied chimpanzees, mostly. Rebecca, you mean reasoning? Yes, reasoning, but also logics. It's a branch in mathematics, right? So you have A leads to B and B leads to C. So A leads to C. That's logics. That's a branch of mathematics, and you build arguments and structures, right? So you have semantics and syntax, and when you have an argumentation or axioms, right, things that you believe in, it can lead you to different conclusions based on that mathematical. So it is reasoning, but it's also a branch in mathematics. Vic is saying, with the correct resources, I think you should definitely add logic and maths. I think I'm gonna do it a little bit in a way that would not like, I'm gonna pretend it has nothing to do with mathematics. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'll use reasoning. I say that this is reasoning, and it has nothing to do with math. Even though, like, for a long time I've been thinking, like, even, how to read statistics. But those are things that are super important, right? A lot of times people don't understand things because they don't know how to read statistics. But I think there is a lot to go through without going into that area of mathematics and like hardcore, maybe just it's interesting in a sense that if it's your weakness, then you should know you have it. That's interesting, but not too much as in, because there are so many things that that are even before that are even more basic than that I feel like a lot of people do not understand or see. And I can see it even like the most famous analytics and stuff, like they see the world through their own prism. And I watch all the experts all the times, and every time they do something or say something that it's just shouting. It's like, this is a projection, this is a projection, this is a projection. So knowing who you are, for example, that is a good start. Yeah. Marley, Dave, I love your meta-analysis of the Ten Commandments. If this is more of the same use of logic, then I'm in. Also 60 years old. Yeah. Okay. So obviously, I could not not do it. I have lots of Bible, lots of it. Yeah, I even have parts of the Quran in the course, right, in the workbook. So yeah. You think I can do something without involving the Bible? Then nope, I cannot. It's really hard. For me at least, because there is so much good content there, to be honest. Yeah. Yep. But it's for a good reason. It's not just for the sake of belief or anything like that. It just for every part has its reasoning for why it's there. So yeah. Yeah, I feel like I don't want to like it's just different, it's just different. And I feel like if I give away the structure, I'll be given ideas that are not there in the market yet. I want those who be there first to be like the ones that are the first to see that, and I'll be like everybody. Yeah, this is Israeli food tech is amazing. If you want to do food tech, then do food tech. This is also part of it, because practicing where the resource come from, it's a lot of it. Politics, it's true for any sort of project you want to do. So yeah, that's the plan. Like, I am being honest with you, I'm super extremely excited about it. Yeah, I'm gonna also add the link to the pre-sale in the description below, and then we'll see where we're gonna start, right? Gonna see how much are in the pre-sale, and it really would let me know like how much of a flexibility I have in investing in this course, right? And when I say investing, I mean like not just the content, but also the structures. Also, the bigger the course, the more I could bring lectures from the outside, like geopolitical experts, maybe as bonus features and things like that, to come and join in for the course and be there. So this is, the more there is interest in it, the more I could do. But the baseline is by itself, I believe, something that would be really, really is something special. It really is something special. And those who've seen it, like they had their minds be like, you know, yeah. But this is how many Marley? How many participants? I do you think you can handle? So I'm gonna experiment, not with you guys. I'm gonna experiment with the groups that I can experiment with, and if there's gonna be plenty of interest, then I'm gonna just gonna do several runs of it. You know, I'm not gonna crowd you or have any sort of arrangement where you're not gonna enjoy it properly, because part of it is also hearing you out. So this is something that is really important, because you bring your own culture and your own worldview, and when you unfold it, you'll have to compare it to other people and what they have gathered and what they had unfolded about themselves and their worldview and the structures that their thinking is based on. So those are interesting things. And then, you know, and when it comes to the geopolitical analysis, the same thing, right? So yeah, that's another thing. So the thing is that, you know, if there is gonna be a lot of interest, then for sure it's gonna be split or something like that. So yeah. Jay, you really like it. Ever since I made a comment saying you're not good with math, you really like playing with it, don't you? How will you handle different time zones if you're doing Zoom from the Middle East? Easy. I'll just sleep in different times. Yeah, like honestly, like, you know, it's you've seen me here in every hour of this, you know, the day, so you don't this is what it's gonna be. Anyway, I'm gonna do the lessons. I'm gonna try to do them like an hour or an hour and a half, so that you could, if you're in a work day, you could potentially be like, hey, I have like an hour and a half of something, and just take a break to do so, and not be in a situation where, you know, you need the whole day or anything like that, you know. So yeah. So first, when does the semester begin? So I want to have the first courses in February already, or March, if there's going to be like a slower sign up. But if there's going to be enough people already in February, then February. Yeah. Yes, Harry. You're right. Shana, 70, 90 minutes is pretty full. Yes, that's the goal, right? To have it 70, 90 minutes, so that you could do it even be flexible about it. You know, this is also something that's obviously make it easier for you to participate. 1 hour lessons and 30 discussions. We're gonna see how many discussions it's gonna be as well. Here's the thing, like if there are gonna be some parts, for example, like, you know, as I develop it, obviously where I'm gonna say, you know, some things are gonna be videos that you could watch at your leisure. For example, if the demand for mathematics would be, then that would probably be something that would come in a video format, right? So not in a Zoom, but when we are meeting up in live, then this is when we're working together. The goal is to work together and make this time valuable, because we are together there. And whatever could be, well, we're gonna see how it's you know, when it starts. But the more technical things are, I'm gonna try to put them offline as much as possible, so that we could really use the time that we have, maximize it. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I don't want to torture you guys with too much homework, because there is gonna be homework, but it's, you know what, I'm gonna give you the ability to do it fast or do it slow. That's your decision to make, for sure. Anyway, it goes with you, like the course materials. I'm gonna give it to you, so you can do it whenever you want, even after the course, to go back and see if you can do something more deeply, or whatever. If I can convince you could do it starting Tuesday to Bishvat. Shana, if you convince your husband and we have people, then we're gonna open a course on Tuesday to Bishvat. And if we're gonna have more people, then they're gonna have before that and after that. So it's up to you guys signing up for this pre-sale. So yeah. Oh, you meant Tu B'Shvat. I didn't check when Tu B'Shvat is, so I couldn't tell if it's not Tuesday. If it's Tuesday or not. Jairo, I feel like I'm going back to school here. Yeah, I understand. I go back to school at least every couple of years myself, to be honest. I think I went to so many schools, you know. I even went to makeup school for like 6 months or so, like 4 hours every week to study, just for fun. And went to video editing school. I went to lots of different business schools, lots of different schools. And never stop learning, never. It's life. Shana, this would be good because I want to learn Farsi this year too. Yeah, that could be fun, for sure. That could be fun. That could be a very interesting project, to learn Farsi when you have the prism of understanding somebody's culture. Yes, you never stop studying in your life. That is true. Okay, you guys, any questions? So I'm really, really am excited about it, and I'm sure that whoever signs up would enjoy it. And I'm gonna link I think in the comments in the description below, I'm gonna link to the pre-sign up. And if it's problematic that I did it through Buy Me Coffee, then I'm gonna add other links. You can do it through like PayPal or and just write it that it's for the course, or Patreon. I'm gonna just let me know, okay? Let me know in the comments or something. How is it going for you? That's the link again, and I'm gonna edit here. Yeah, so that's something I'm excited about. I'm actually really excited about hearing from you guys too. I added the link. And of course, it's gonna take a bit of prep work and things, but obviously I'm gonna get all the papers as well, right? It might not be immediate since it's pre-sale, and so it's in being built, but it's gonna be soon. So That's the thing I've been working on, and yeah, I think that's it. I've said everything I wanted to say. All right. Thank you guys for being here. I'm just going through your comments to see if I've missed anything. Good day, good day. Hey, Wayne from Australia. All right, you guys. Have a good day. Have a good night. Thank you all for being here. And I can't wait to see you in the course. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be some work, but it's good. It's good.